Greetings shipmates and welcome to another episode of Let's Make Mistakes. So the reason I'm driving the Icarus today is because the EU servers were offline. So in order to do any play, I thought I'd just go and have a few games on North America on my reasonably new and lowly level account and just start to advance the line. But then it got me thinking during this game how difficult it actually is for a new player to be able to play the game properly now. Now, why do I say difficult? In the early starts at tier 1, your account is level 1 and you are required to play cooperative battle games, which is a good idea to help you understand the dynamics and the mechanics of your boat. But you can still advance your boats. So after you've done your account level 1, you move on to account level 2, and that grants you access to different tech trees in the game. So for argument's sake, I chose a US ship to play. I did one game on that, and that opened up the UK branch for me for the RN ships, because I wanted to do the Royal Navy line again for the British destroyers and the British cruisers, and then slowly build the account from there. So off we went, we played a few games, and then quickly we find that after 5 battles, our account level has been advanced to account level 3. Now on account level 3 you then get access to do random battles, which is brilliant because then you can increase the amount of XP you're earning, increase the gain, and you get to play against real life players. However, at this point here, this is where the problems start to creep in, because I'm hammering away at my ships, working up the tier line, but I'm not accruing any XP for my ships. I'm really struggling to accrue any XP on the ships because you're not able to accrue any captain XP, you're not able to equip any camos or any flags on the ship. So you're at a big disadvantage going into any battle. Now I'm not sure how that's supposed to encourage these younger players, but that is a problem. If you're going into battle naked, you're immediately giving away concealment. You're limiting your chances to actually start any fires. You're limiting your chances to get floods. You're limiting your chances to actually earn experience on your ship. Now, a reasonably competent player is going to get up these levels pretty quickly, and then you're faced with games at tier 4 and tier 5 where there's a lot of seal clubbing going on, and if you've got a seal clubber on your side, great. If you don't, you're in trouble. But say for argument's sake you don't, and everyone is at the same tier, you're at a disadvantage still. The ship is not working well, because there's always going to be someone out there that's got his camo on and immediately has a concealment advantage over you. And more so than that, it's the captain skills that I think you really struggle with. Now when you look at the captain skills, you do not get access to those until level 7 of your account. That's a total of 30 battles, but not until then can you start accruing any captain experience at all. At this point you're then at a disadvantage. You've played 30 games, you've probably got level 5, level 6 ships, but you've got no XP for your captains, and then no explanation on how you're going to go about doing your skills and assigning those to your ships. Is that a good thing? No, I think that's terrible. Because one of the key skills you're finding around 5 or 6 is there's not many new players. There's a lot of players that are experienced, been playing the game a long time. Maybe they're starting a new line at this point. But they can then put the camos on, put their flags on, they've probably accrued some captain XP, or they've got some free XP they're willing to spend to immediately create a captain with 10 points. Because you want concealment on everything really. If you're playing a DD, you absolutely must have it, or you just can't engage. If you're on a cruiser, you need concealment as well, because otherwise you're spotted from the moon. And these players are then going into games, and they're getting clubbed hard, they're getting beaten down on a lot. And that's going to be pretty demoralising, isn't it? I'd have thought it's demoralised, because it demoralised me, if I'm quite honest. I was frustrated more than anything else. And then if you look at the account levels, so we're then talking about you don't actually get the ability to use flags on your ship until account level 10. That's 55 battles you've now played before you can put flags on your boat. And then just to make things that little bit more interesting, if you want some camo, that's great. You can have that at account level 11. That's 70 battles. Now if they were restricting everybody to co-op play for say the first 50 games, I'd understand that you can get that later on, but surely the fundamentals of this game are your ability to conceal your ship and maximise its performance, and that is done with the ability to put flags on, that is done with the ability to mount camos, that is done with the ability to use captain points, and wait for it, to also mount upgrades to your ship. And yes, you are not able to mount upgrades to your ship either. That doesn't happen until account level... Where's it gone? I need to double check that. No, I can't find it right now. I will circle back round to that though. But, oh sorry, level 6. It's account level 6. So account level 6. So the priority order is, as Wargaming see it, for you to be able to play properly is account level 1. 1 battle will allow you co-op games. Account level 2 at 5 battles, that allows you to access the tech tree. Level 3 then allows you to access random battles. By now you've played 10 games to unlock that. And then at the next level, hell forbid, is the ability to unlock containers. They become available at level 4, of which you've played 15 battles. So they're going to let you start choosing to flags, choosing consumables and things like that you could potentially get that you can't equip to your boat. Account level 6 will then grant you access to upgrades on your boat. That's 25 battles you've now played. Before, you've been able to mount an upgrade on a ship, and most people are going to be at 25 battles, certainly at tier 4 by then. Then you're going to get onto account level 7, which is when they allow you to start using captain skills, commander skills, and now you can start accruing XP on your captain. But you can't put any flags on if they were available to you to boost the commander XP. And after 30 battles, at tier 4, do you think you should probably have some basic fundamental skills? Yes, but that would argue, why is concealment so far down the tree when it's such a fundamental skill for all ships? First, it's the kind of first 10-point skill you go for on most DDs and most cruisers. Then we get to account level 8. And now they're going to let you do scenarios, if you care enough to do scenarios. And sometimes they're restricted by the tier, so not a lot of people are going to do them. Not for new players anyway. Then account level 9 gives you campaigns. Great. Campaigns. These are the same campaigns, bearing in mind that when you look at a lot of them, you can't do... I mean, you've got the Honour to Heroes ones, the early ones. They're all very helpful to earn stuff. But again, you're earning flags and you're earning camouflages that you can't equip to your ship, and you've now played 45 battles to get here. 45 battles. And you can't take advantage of the stuff they've given you yet. Then finally we get to account level 10. 55 battles you've now taken part in. Before, you can start loading flags onto your ship. 55 battles. No flags. Then it's account level 11. Camouflage. Brilliant. Now we've got access to camouflages. That's fantastic, isn't it? Yeah, great. But if I've played the best part of 70 battles now, I'd have liked camouflages a long time before. It makes the whole passage of play and passage of time of the game so much easier to do. Disappointing, I think. And then level 12, you're then allowed access to missions and challenges. Yeah, they're good, the missions and the challenges, but it depends on what point you come into the game. Like now, you get access to some of the PEF stuff, but a lot of it you can't do because it's a tier 7 ship. And then when you get on to level 13, you're then allowed to manage your inventory. Now, your level of inventories, that's useful if you want to sell modules and stuff, but again, I think a lot of players, for new players on a new account, they're having to sell their ships to fund tech tree upgrades. And a lot of people struggle with that and play through without modules and things on their boats, because they don't have the money to do it, or they don't have the experience to do it. Arguably, you'd say, well, you should probably stay at that tier and play through that tier until you've earned everything on the ship and you're maximising the ship. But the problem is you're playing the ship at a disadvantage for so long, it's got to be demoralising. As I say, I mean, I struggled a lot with it. in the early tiers, and it was very, very frustrating. Then finally you get to account level 14, and from there you can then take part in ranked battles, which is probably handy because this is about right. About here, you've played the best part of. This is a lot of battles, by the way. To get to tier 14 on your account is 200 battles before you've been given access to ranked. Now that's probably a good thing because most new players should understand the dynamics and fundamentals of their boat before taking part in ranked battles, so it's not frustrating, not just for them, but the rest of their teammates. And then once you get level 15, you've got access to clan battles, and that is a long, long way down the line, a long, long way. So you're over 200 battles to unlock all this. Now along the way, you do get some nice rewards as well, and I think they're worth covering. So as you advance through, they do assist now, they didn't before. So even again, you go from the bottom, level 2 you're given 500 credits for when you reach that. Then you're given another 500 at level 3, then you're given 1,000,000 at 4, then 3,000 free XP at level 5. Level 6 they'll give you 1,000,000 credits for your troubles. Level 7 you'll get 2,000,000 credits. And level 8, reward for achieving that is another 1,000,000 credits. Level 9 is 2,000,000 credits. And then level 10 you get a load of flags. Level 11 you get a load of camos, which is quite handy. 12 they'll give you 24 hours of premium time. 13 is another 2,000,000 credits. 14 is 3,000,000. And then at 15 they give you access to lots of consumables. I think the system itself isn't bad. I think the layout of the system is horrendously wrong. The order in which you gain access to things is terrible. I would have thought level 1 you're going to get your co-op. Level 2 they're probably going to give you access to your tech tree. Maybe that should even be with level 1. Containers, is that important right away? Or you combine that with experience or something like that. But I want modules available for my ship. I want captain experience available for my ship. I want to be able to skill my captain. I want access to camouflages to improve the performance of my ship, maximise my XP earned, and to help with concealment and dispersion when people are firing at my ship. I want my flags as well, because again they're a fundamental part of the game. If you're not adding flags to your boats, you're giving yourself a disadvantage. Are they things you could play without? Yes, you can absolutely play without them, and limit your RNG. But if they're there, why would you not want to have them available to you? Now in the background you may have noticed my Icarus game, and this captain that we're on is a 10-point captain, and being a British destroyer, she struggles a little bit starting the fires. As we can see, we fired a lot of shells, mainly HE during this game, but we've only managed one fire out of the game. A good show here was the DDs that we went up and we played against as well. Most of them were spotted when I was spotted, but just slightly different play, and not sitting around in smoke clouds, because I believe from memory we torpedoed to death all 4 of their destroyers that literally drove into smoke, sat in smoke and parked in smoke. So maybe what the game needs is more tutorials about what not to do and how to make your boat to be more effective than it currently is, because right now at the lower tiers as a new player it's not effective. I'm an experienced player, I've been playing the ships for a long time. I'm not claiming to be any kind of expert, but I do have fun playing it, and I've got a lot better recently. And I think this game has showed what experience will do playing a DD properly, not risking your boat. And while the game plays out, this is still going to continue. From what I remember, our friend in the Farragut here was still determined that this game should go the way of the Dodo, as chat will attest to shortly. He's going to sit here and drive towards that Leon, get himself engaged and get himself killed, while the Normandy is going to drive broadside to that Queen Elizabeth, determined to get himself killed. So what is missing? Is it more tutorials from games? Is it helping players out? Is it because it's a free to play game that a lot of people, they're not really that bothered? If they're not invested in the game, and I do believe Jingle spoke of this recently, then they're just not that bothered. A lot of people play the ships, like I do, because we have a strong interest in ships, strong interest in naval warfare, and understanding the dynamics of the game. But in order to give these other players a better chance, surely for when they're playing these tiers, they need to be encouraged to give their ships every chance as well. And I'm going to go back to it again. is captain skills, signals, camouflages and upgrades. Who is the account level system there to protect? Is it to protect the experienced players? Is it to help these new players understand the game and make them more effective as they move up the trees? Quite possibly. But if it is, change the order that they're doing it in. Give the kids a chance to actually get up the tier ladder without struggling with not having these simple tools available to us that the experienced players will take for granted. Now, if you're on a new account, you'll find the struggle is real when you don't have access to all your premiums, when you don't have access to everything else. It's a struggle. And now what I did with my account, I do have some premium time available, which was just to make that the gameplay just a little bit more pleasant, because it was difficult, it was frustrating, but it's fun nevertheless, and I'm quite enjoying coming up a new line again, as this time round as a player that's not steaming into every single battle because I've got missions on the board and just trying to do things for the sake of it. I must have driven 100 ships up the middle in various maps, firing HE at everything to set things on fire because I had a mission that said start 50 fires. Was it good team play? No, but I wasn't that bothered about that going back 18 months ago. It wasn't an interest, it was just a game for fun. And like a lot that come into the game, my passion for the game grew, and I would say my ability grew as well when I started understanding how to actually play the game properly. This account level thing and the way they hold it out could have been better. I think it definitely should be better. If you want to encourage these players to play properly from the beginning, then at least give them the tools to be able to play properly at the beginning of a game, at the beginning of their account, at the beginning of their warship's career, whatever you want to call it. And it will make for a much better experience for them and a much better experience for everybody else as well. Frustrating as it is, this game is coming close to an end as well now, and we've managed just under 95,000 damage. We've got 3 devastating strikes, a double strike, a Kraken and Confederate. This ship isn't maxed out, but from all the other games I've seen, that's not an easy thing to do. But sometimes the gameplay just folds in your direction and things happen. But how do you encourage these players to play their ships properly and not risk them and put them in situations where you shouldn't, and actually play for the team objectives? I think that's a difficult one, but I think it definitely requires more looking at. They're going to start again, give them a chance to start properly, sort the account levels out and make the rewards better. So as we move towards the end of this battle, we see the results screen, and I think the results speak for themselves, really. This was, like I said, a North America game, very much top of the tree there. The detailed report shows all those ships, and that's all 4 DDs that were destroyed. We did actually manage to get our 11th captain point out of that, and that will show you before the video signs off as well. We'll pop back to port and have a quick look at the boat. This is the Icarus. Here's my captain build, which is a very basic build of 10 points, because that's all we could get to by this point, and that was with some boosting as well. Simple flags, but we are missing upgrades and modules as well. Please like, subscribe and add any comments below. Until we sync again, Bravadoh out.